Welcome back, everybody. A familiar face on Rogers TV with our hockey coverage of the QMJHL, the Wildcats games, as well as a contributor on our sports show Across the Line. Craig Eagles is here with me. I think on any other given night, maybe we'd be talking about the PK Subban trade.
And Taylor Hall.
Oh, there you go.
And of course Stamkos signing.
But we're not here to talk about hockey. Not on my show, at least not right now. You are a teacher at Moncton High School, and last year, kind of these two worlds of you doing sports coverage for us and getting a chance to interview some NHL people, and your world as an educator kind of came together when we did an interview with Sheldon Kennedy. I wanted to talk to you about that. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Let's get into this a little bit though. It's based around Sheldon Kennedy's Respect group, and I want to talk to you first off. I want to ask you about Sheldon Kennedy and exactly how he is kind of positioned as the co-founder of this Respect group.
Well, as you know, Sheldon Kennedy sexually abused by his junior hockey coach while playing in Swift Current. Played 330 NHL games or more, and then finally, in 1997 came out and disclosed that he was abused. And from that point on, they started really the Speak Out program, which all hockey coaches across the country have to take. So they initiated that, and Sheldon rollerbladed across Canada to raise money for that program. And again, meeting Sheldon, and you were there, you produced the interview, Dennis, tremendous honor. And he mentioned something that day, the Respect in School program, and it's really sparked an interest. So I did a little bit of research, and it fit really, really well with what we're doing in the class that I teach, personal development and career planning. So that's where we implemented it first at Moncton High with the grade 9 students first semester. Into second semester, we implemented it with our staff. So every staff member, educational assistants and teachers alike, are certified now with their online Respect in School program. And
through that, you were awarded this beautiful plaque here. You were down in, was it Halifax last week?
Yeah, I got invited to the Hockey Canada Gala and fundraiser by the Respect Group, by Roland Vidal, their program manager out of Montreal. So it was a great honor to actually sit down and kind of reconnect with Sheldon. It's tremendous though, Dennis. You think, interview 7 minutes long, but it really inspired me, and Sheldon that day, and listening to him speak and give his presentation really inspired me to elicit some change in 3 areas: raising awareness, identifying, and reporting either abuse, both physical, sexual, mental, and then really maltreatment and bullying. So that's why we implemented it at Moncton High.
What was it with that interview? I was there, and I too was kind of taken aback by it, because I find, for me, it was just how open he was about it. Did you get that same thing?
Well, he's been doing this. Really, he wrote his book, and then he's a crusader when it comes to this area. Halifax Monday, he flew out of Halifax Tuesday. They did Ottawa. Then they're out west right now. His schedule is, and he's meeting with government to elicit some change in regulations and. Really, it's all about giving, and he's notorious for saying this, giving a voice to the invisible, because a lot of people out there that experience abuse and bullying and harassment and maltreatment, they don't disclose, they don't share. And that's what Sheldon Kennedy is raising some awareness and identifying and reporting and giving skills to those people to do those things.
Absolutely, and I agree. Like just being there with them and seeing how how open he was about everything, and like you said, a real champion to the cause. But now you took that, you got that spark, and you decided, I'm going to bring this. What were the steps to kind of get everything kind of implemented at Moncton High School?
Well, it was quite easy, really. The program was already purchased by the province, so that was our one big hurdle. Of course, funding for any program that you want to establish in the classroom. The funding was already there from the province, so really it was just a 5-minute discussion with our principal, Mike Belong. He said run with it. We checked with the district as well to see if the program would be okay to run with. And then, of course, second semester, through discussions with Roland Vidal out of Montreal, we were lucky enough to show Swift Current, his documentary, which was really powerful for the kids to watch, and really shared his journey of healing and dealing with past sexual abuse.
Well, I can imagine it wouldn't have been too hard of a sell on a school with a program like this. But give us some of the details. When you go through the actual program, what is it really trying to teach, especially as an educator?
Well, from an educational perspective, the Respect in School program is really based on the impact that teachers have or school leaders have on students. But a school leader, Dennis, could be anything from a custodian to a bus driver to a 14-year-old student. If you see abuse happening, or if you think abuse is happening, those and this is what the program is so good, impactful, is it gives you the skills to recognize that things don't seem right. And again, through online training, it goes through scenarios which show you the wrong way to handle things, and of course the right way. And they have respect in the workplace. And of course, we already mentioned respect in sport, which is the parent program and coaching program as well.
Well, I was going to say, I think that's what's really interesting. I mean, they have Respect Group incorporated, but then it branches off into, of course, sports and even the workplace, which I imagine is nowadays. I think you see this stuff becoming more and more important. Where there's such a low tolerance for kind of bullying and disrespect in the workplace. I mean,
right.
Just having Justin Ryan here from Magma and talking about different cultures and things. There's no place for this kind of stuff anymore.
No, and
I mean, there never was.
But Dennis, it's all. We talk about mental health. Mental health is affected by all these areas, and it's really, you're seeing kids, from a teaching perspective, sit in front of you. They're behaving a certain way because of their past experiences. So you look at Sheldon Kennedy's personal journey in this. Why he was considered he had a drinking problem. Well, it's not about. Okay, why are you acting this way? It's about what has happened to you and getting some help for you.
What has led to you
exactly
to this place where you are now?
Right.
Absolutely. And I mean, we mentioned about we talked about the sports aspect of it. I mean, you are obviously keep a close eye on local sports, and there's got to be so much more pressure on these kids. More than ever, really. I mean, especially if we cover the Q. These kids are all trying to make something of themselves, make a go at this.
Right.
The pressure is high. It has to be imperative that there's respect across the board.
Across the board, and you see, programs like this, Dennis. Really, there's no tolerance, and there shouldn't be any tolerance for this stuff in our society, and especially sports mirror society. You take kids playing the game, and you look at hockey parents. Let's say they take the parent program. I believe it's $15 to take online. It's very. It's a very good program. And then, of course, for coaches, and having coached minor hockey myself for years at really every level, it's important for that as well. When they first came out with the Speak Out program, and Sheldon said this himself in the interview, it's about catching the bad guy. It's the Respect in Sport program now. It's about empowering people to do the right thing and to be aware and identify and report if things don't seem right.
Well, I mean, obviously, you see situations, especially in the sports world, where there's abuse of power, and we've heard so many more. I mean, Sheldon is not isolated.
No.
Just a few seconds left, though. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. You
Thanks,
are
Dennis.
always passionate about what you do, man, and we really appreciate
Thanks.
it.